to win elections. So you will do what will impress the people so that you will not be voted out. Without democracy.
It's an interesting morning. We are having a youth forum on the bumper breakfast. And it's a time when you hear from young people themselves representing various groups across the country what they want to do or what they want Nigeria to become in the next couple of years. But of course, 2023 is in the eyes of everybody. How will the youths participate? What are the different groups doing? What are we doing about making sure that our votes go beyond social media and comes to physical registration? Do youths even have a permanent voter's card? That's a big question we will be asking every one of our guests this morning. All right, I have just beside me, they're going to introduce themselves, I have just beside me the beautiful, if I would say she's already smiling. All right, please, let's meet you.
My name is Oluwaseyi. I represent the Radio Foundation and Persons with Disability.
All right, we have you.
My name is Patricia Okosodo. I represent Not Young to Run, YIAGA Africa.
I need to introduce myself. Well, my name is Stanley Ikawu. The BATYON.
All right, and of course, Stanley is also in the media, so he's standing for the media today. All right, we have...
Okay, my name is Ayika Jackson Adewale, representing Ready to Lead Africa.
When I actually saw your Jackson, I'm like, hey! All right.
Okay, Awodewe being representing BATYON.
All right, so various youth groups, and of course, my name is Oluwaseyi. I represent me, the host of the Bumper Breakfast.
Are you for us?
Yeah.
You cannot represent you. You must tilt towards one.
I represent MITV.
Let's leave it at that.
And my family. All right, let's get the conversations going this morning. Let's begin by asking the very pertinent question. Everyone on this table must have one particular thing for them to qualify to have this conversation. Do you have a voter's card?
By the grace of Almighty God, inshallah, I do.
Where are you registered?
Why?
Where are you registered?
Well, I registered around Maryland.
Okay.
That was way back in 2011.
And you intend to vote?
By God's grace, if I'm not on duty.
And if you're on duty, you can stop by and vote. We will make sure the card takes you past.
I'll still do my job, exercise my franchise, and the work continues.
Patricia, do you have a voter's card?
Yes, I do. I have a voter's card.
Where are you voting?
Ikawu.
Yeah. Okay. And Oluwaseyi, do you have a voter's card?
Yes, I do.
Okay. Where are you
I'll
voting?
be voting at Owodewe.
You'll be voting at Okosodo.
Yes.
Jackson,
Yeah,
you do?
I do.
And where will you be voting? Ikawu. All right, okay.
I do have my voter's card and I'll be voting at Ikeja.
Okay. So yes, everyone here has a voter's card. I do have a voter's card. So where would I be voting?
Ask yourself.
And also,
Oh, I remember the last time. Yeah, I remember.
you remember?
Yeah, I remember.
All right, so yes, elections are quite approaching, fast approaching, and quite a number of people are talking about young people and how young people have been clamoring for a change on social media. As a matter of fact, young people have taken it a step further. Concerts are now being held, and the pass to come into the venue is the PVC. So yes, they're no longer taking it for granted, the PVC. But then a lot of people are still agitating on social media. On the average, anybody can take this anyway. On the average, how many young people do you know that have a voter's card? Out of every 10.
Well, first things first, you look at the population of the youth. How many of them are ready, are willing to take the bull by the horn? You also consider the fact that in 2020, there was an NSAS protest that we all felt would change the narrative of how things have been in this part of the world. But then, a year later, we saw what the world's election, yeah? And just by our office here, I saw the same youth that went on rampage, clamoring for a reform in the Nigerian police force. They sat inside close to like 10 what we call keke napep tricycles. And I was passing by and I asked myself, are this the same youth that wants the change? That's one. Tomisin, secondly, the president just signed into law, they're not too young to run.
And that's like 2017, am I correct?
Yeah, no, 2018.
2018.
Now you look at the two leading political parties we have in this country. One sold a presidential phone for 100 million, and you ask yourself, which average youth can afford that phone?
Do
That's
they
what-
have to buy the phone?
Of course, if you want to run for any position,
You don't have to run. Can't
I'm
you
talking
just
about-
participate?
You said, wait, look, first, we must start from somewhere. I'm not saying it's a must, but then when you put huge amount of money on forms,
The youth form was sold for about half that price,
God
50
bless you.
million.
Now, this is the point. I feel like changing the narrative in my own constituency, and I don't have that financial muscle. You see, whether I would like it or not, politics in this part of the world, it's all about what you can offer when it comes to cash. It's money politics, whether you like it or not. Yes, for an average INEC official, he or she is paid 5,000 naira. And how many wards do we have in Lagos? Over 3,000. So we say calculate 3,000 times 5,000 times 3,000 words. That's over. If my maths wouldn't fail me, don't let me damage the calculator on my little brain.
Maybe about 150 million.
More than. Now, when we put all these parameters in place, can the youth afford all these things? Now, like you rightly pointed, which I would allude to, elections and electioneering does not start and end on social media. Can other political parties flex their financial muscle like the two leading political parties we have in Nigeria? For example, I mean no disrespect now, and I make bold to say I am not tilting towards one political party or one aspirant or a candidate as it were. The Labour Party, owned by the Nigerian Labour Congress, right? Do they have the financial muscle? See, it goes beyond organizing concert. Elections are not won on social media. Now, let me give you an example. Two major media houses in Nigeria did a poll. One did for, I wouldn't mention the two candidates. But because they knew social media would always want this man to win, when I looked at the poll, the first media had one candidate from a party, and you look like, hey, if this man happens to come out on election day and the youths that voted on that poll on that particular platform come out to vote, maybe then we can now start preaching and say accepting that change. But it goes beyond that. Organizing a concert, PVC, your what's it called now? Your pass.
To come in.
Tomisin, those ones that came with their pass, permit me to use the Yoruba language, they could your election. They would get 5,000, 10,000, and then they sell. And I mean, they sell their conscience. See,
So some I've heard of. Let me take a pause there, Stanley. I've heard of people who actually sell their voter's card.
Sorry, I want to just rephrase back to the
Can you
concert
speak
stuff.
louder?
Okay, I want to rephrase back to the concert stuff. Okay, the concert was just a day. The
Okay.
exercise was 6 to 11.
Okay.
Okay, so to clear the air, a lot of people took to social media and said YIAGA Africa concert stuff was for a particular political person. Yeah, but YIAGA came up with an idea, and it's not even sponsored by any political persons. It's sponsored by European Union and other affiliated European parties, bodies. Okay, now the exercise was going into the streets. A lot of youth took into the streets, into the marketplaces to sensitize the market people. Went as far as the six
Geopolitical zones
in Lagos was done. You understand? Because I participated. I did in Ikeja, Maryland, as far as this place they call Dumota.
Okay.
Talking to the young persons, the market people, because knowledge is power. A lot of people don't even know why they should get their PVC. You understand? Let's just clear the air. The concert was just for...
And it wasn't sponsored.
No, it wasn't
By
sponsored by
any
any
political
political
party
parties.
in
It should be
Nigeria.
cleared, yeah. So, and each day there were opportunity for people to come into the TBS to register from 6, 7, 8, 9.
Okay.
Yeah, you understand. So, the day we did the concert, they didn't do the registration because the stampede, a lot of people that came towards the other days were too much to avoid casualty. They didn't do it that concert day. The idea for young persons to come in with their PVC is just catch fun and have a sense of belonging. Know that your PVC is your right. If you have to sell your votes, your conscience, at the end of the day, we are all human. Human fails a lot of times. But know that the PVC is your power. That's the sensitization that YIAGA tried to bring into the
And I like the fact that YIAGA Africa actually used the most creative way
Exactly.
to get these young people.
Yeah.
Patricia, you're talking about a concert that was organized by YIAGA, and it's a really beautiful one. But what was the turnout of young people who actually registered?
Okay, let me say something. Something really struck my attention during the concert. During the days, the few days for the PVC collection, the turnout was massive. Let me be honest, massive. And I noticed that even the day of the concert, a lot of persons came because they want to register for their PVC. And when the PVC was, because INEC did not have to register anybody that did not hold, a lot of them went back. It showed me that they were not so interested in music and talk, enough of talking. They want to have their PVC. This is what
So people are becoming much more conscious.
Aware. This is what I
and
got,
aware.
this is my observation. Because it was raining that day. You know, that Saturday was raining, and people struck in, waiting to get their vote.
Despite the rain, they defied the rain.
Well, when INEC did not hold the registration that day, they left. Some of them left, so few people stayed for. Then it didn't really work out with the PVC. Coming with your PVC, it was now like an open.
Thrown open.
Yes, thrown open. People just came in. So I felt that young persons are getting recognition and having a knowledge that I need my PVC
to be able to do something.
something
But
with
you
your
see,
life.
wouldn't you rather say that one of the reasons that they really wanted to register for the PVC was because it was going to enable them enter for the...
No. Because
So
you know, the population...
I can come in here.
Okay.
So in line with our topic, which is the participation of youth in the election, I think it's different this year. A lot of people are more aware that the future of our nation lies in our hands, basically. And people are beginning to come out to say, okay, this is what I need to do to ensure that we have a better future. So the momentum is high, it's different. People are coming out to say, I have my PVC, I want to vote this year. And it's been different from the last couple of years where people are just leaving it to chance that, okay, it's
Anything
between,
can happen.
it's between two political parties. We already know the winner at the end of the day. But this time, it's different. People are becoming more interested to say, and I think the focus is even shifting from the presidential elections. I was reading something yesterday, and our focus is shifting from the presidential elections to the House of Representatives, the House of Senate. There are like 400 open positions there.
Definitely.
That is where the laws are made. That is where policies are made, and people are beginning to show interest to say, okay, even if we can't even get the presidency the way we want it, people's opinions are different, but they are able to say, if we get the right people to the House of Senate, to the House of Representatives, there is a check and balance that would happen even with the presidency. So it's that awareness for me, the youth participation for me, it's different from every other year.
But then coming to the issue of people with disabilities, I'm concerned, is INEC really making provision?
I must say I commend the effort of INEC so far in ensuring that there is inclusion for persons with disability in the electoral process. I was reading where I think earlier this year INEC mentioned that there will be Braille electoral papers for people who are visually impaired and all of that. And it's becoming different because people are becoming more aware that, okay, there is the inclusion of persons with disability even in the electoral space. So the provisions that they've made so far with respect to saying, okay, persons with disabilities, you have a special line where people can attend to you so that you can cast your vote. The policies that says that, yes, even if you're persons with disability, you have the right to be to vote and be voted for. So I think INEC is really coming up with they're doing really great with the inclusion of persons with disability with respect to the elections.
And do people, that Nigerians can be really funny sometimes. They come back and say, and I want you to think about this before I come back to take the answer. They really want to say, kilo de wa sheyin gan. Somebody wants to pretend to be a person with disability because he wants to jump the queue.
Yeah.
Somebody wants to pretend to be somebody who is visually impaired, cannot be pretend, but hearing impaired. Wants to pretend to be deaf because he wants to jump the queue to be able to register. People tend to want to swing their legs suddenly because they think, they can bamboozle and find their way down that line and quickly register and get out of it. So there is the manipulation process as well, but you answer that later. But then let me come to Jackson. Jackson, nobody has given me the statistics yet. Patricia would have to tell me how many of those people that rushed to take their PVC were women, were men, were young youths, particularly. But then what about joining political parties? I know they're ready to lead Africa, YIAGA Africa, not too young to run, BATYON. They've been clamoring that more young people come out to join political parties, actually participate in the process, get involved in the political party system, because you can't wake up one day and then suddenly want to become the person representing your constituency at the House of Assembly. If you've not been a member, if you've not worked with the team, if you've not participated in the process, how many young people have you seen that are genuinely interested in joining political parties and being a part of the, developmental process, the part of the choosing, and until they get to the point of voting?
Okay, so firstly, let me appreciate INEC for the extension of
everybody's appreciating INEC
because it is actually
the extension now,
right?
The
extension
of the registration.
Because at some point we thought if it ends, we are still in the sensitization process. We are still telling more people to register and all this, and now it's more or less like if you don't register, if you don't have a PVC, you are sinning. That's if you don't have it, you are sinning.
As a matter of fact, they should stop people from entering the mosque and churches
so
very
back
soon.
back to your question. You see, I used to tell people one thing, that it is not everybody that would run for political party. Let's say, like, it's not everybody that will run for elective position. It's not
in a
everybody
political
that would, but being a part of the process is important.
Exactly.
And when you can start by volunteering. It is not, you see, the ideology of I want to go into politics, I want to be the governor, I want to be the, it is not possible. And also, it is not everybody that will join APC and PDP.
Some people have joined Showore.
But
don't forget that those of you who joined Mohalu, he has changed though. He has left.
I don't understand why. Well, some people join.
The moment they don't get the ticket, they leave the party.
Some people join. It's just like people who watch football. They get to they are fans of a particular footballer. Any club he goes to, they move with him and all of that. That's how. But in a larger picture, it should not be so.
Yeah.
It should be about
football.
I'm just
has
saying.
No ideology. Politics has ideology.
But it has ideology. But the point is, everybody is a leader.
Yes.
We on daily basis we perform leadership, even in our house, in our home, and all that. Because if this person can do it, I can also do it. We have numbers of youth that are doing fantastic. There are a lot of platforms. Truth be told, there are a lot of platforms. Even the Lagos State government, coming up with platforms. NGOs are coming up with platforms like Ready to Lead Africa, the YIAGA. A lot of these people that when you volunteer, you necessarily, it makes you meet people that on a normal day you will not meet, and then they begin to connect you, and then you begin to go. Now talking about the political party, as a person, get to
Do
know.
you belong to one?
Of course I do.
Okay.
So and I joined at a very tender age. I had my PVC even when I was not even 18. I was already agitating, like I wouldn't vote. I was just watching. Immediately I clocked 18, I registered. So I was already, I was quick to
catch up with
Yes.
the political process. I want to be a part of it.
exactly. So the point is, people should not say that it's a must for them to join the leading party. You can learn from all these
Small
parties, and then when it's time for you, you can
To step out.
serve as maybe your community. Even the larger parties, they have grassroots politics where you can govern your little. But everybody wants to run to that top, and that's why it's difficult. That's why it looks like it's the financial. Mr. Stanley said something about the financial capacity and like you see. We are changing from, I don't know, but I feel that we are changing from where we say, okay, we want to give people money and all of that. No, it is important at some point.
Then you're saying we're changing, and I want you to keep that line of thought, and I want to go to Obeyi for a minute there. You're saying that we would not
We will not
Continue.
go
sell.
after
We
money,
won't.
but
Okay.
just will continue. Money.
I think
Okay, don't worry, keep your thoughts now. You will talk about it.
I
Let's
think
go
we've
to
reached the
Obeyi.
threshold, though.
Of course.
Oh,
yeah.
you've reached the threshold.
Yes, I think so.
Okay,
All
okay.
the supporting strikers there.
What it was before was not now.
Yeah.
We are.
I get it. I get that the trend is
Of
changing.
course, we are
Our show has
progressive.
already said that a lot of people are the air is, charged
Yes.
with the fact that young people are really ready.
Yeah.
But what exactly are they ready for is something you will tell me later. Let me go to Obeyi. Okay, young people in the university system, young people in the polytechnic, colleges of education, secondary school leavers, you get the opportunity to mingle, to interact, and all that with undergraduates. I'm just wondering, this set of young people, do they also have the interest in getting their PVC, their voter's card? Do they also really have the interest to ensure that they are part of the political system? What are the feelers from that end?
They're really very, very involved. They are checking the stats, they are going online, checking when the registration ends. Like now, I got to know about the online registration ending from the young people that I interact with. And then they talk about the physical registration. There's stress there. They
Okay.
always talk about the stress of waiting, trying to get
Why is a young
captured.
person talking about stress? I don't understand.
This is the generation we are.
Because
This is the generation we are.
You people
because
don't want to
they're
be
jet
stressed.
age.
Not mine.
No, they're not your generation.
We're in the jet age where we believe that we get things done fast.
Easily,
Like getting your ATM is so fast.
Yeah.
Getting registered for anything online
It's so
is so
fast.
fast.
Are
So
you in Nigeria where we register for NIN for our reports and we don't have the paper?
Okay, they don't think about the registration of NIN or that. Most of them are sitting back for things like that. But this particular election, this particular registration for PVC, it's very, very interesting because even those that are not up to the age of 18 are very,
Eager.
very, very, very
Yeah,
eager.
yeah.
So anything, any registration, any polls going online, they are quick to get their ideas, their opinions out there. And they are keeping up with every process, every candidate and every party going on now, the process. They are very, very eager to know
What
to
exactly
do.
is happening.
Yes, and how it's going to be come 2023.
I'm interested in this because then there is a crop of young people that are unregistered. There is a crop of young people that are new, that are fresh, that are just coming out of secondary school, that can be mopped up into groups, that can be become volunteers for political parties, that can be a part of the political process itself without thinking about money. But money. The root of all evil, money, right now, the one that answereth all things. I just wonder how a young person can defend the idea of Onowofua Olamadibufu. Let me tell you where I came up with that concept.
Okay.
the House of Assembly primaries, House of Representatives primaries, and senatorial process just took place. Some of the feelers and the comments we got came by young people saying, knowing fully well that that is the most educated person among the lot.
Yeah.
Some said, woman, I'm proud of you. I beg. And so they didn't vote for the woman because they felt she was going to be a bit too proud. They felt like if she gets into office. And this, I had to ask the question, how did you come up with this narrative? Those were the narrative that their so-called elders and political fathers had preached, taught, and talked into them. Now they have become a part of the narrative, and they are spreading the narrative. And young people are good preachers.
Yeah.
They are spreading narrative among their peers. So they all go, they can do anything for the person that is obviously buying them loud, buying them drinks, buying them 50 naira bread. And I'm asking the question, isn't that also you selling our common patrimony before we even get it?
So let me answer that question here. So I think in Nigeria, and permit me to say that there are two angles to the youth. There is the grassroots youth,
Okay.
and there is the elite youth. To say
Which are more?
I think the grassroots. The grassroots.
Thank you very much for acknowledging
and
that.
And I think that the earlier we synchronize ourselves to say, okay, guys, we are the youth, not elite, not grassroots. That's when we'll begin to get it right. Because the elite youth are the people on social media. Yes, we say this, we clamor for this person, and we say, yes, this is the person that we want. But the real work happens outside social media. And that is where we are not. Because the grassroots they are the ones that are in the real work. And I bring this from the perspective of the just completed APC elections and the delegates and all of that. And then we started hearing everything that was trending online was delegates, how can I become a delegate and all of that. because it felt like, oh, these people were getting money for something, and they were, I don't know, there were stories around the delegates issues and all of that. And then when they were counting the election, the vote, and you saw some people, when they were the people counting, said, oh, this one is invalid because the person did not spell right. And I'm like, an average delegate, if we were really involved, should be somebody that can literally write.
Oh, did you hear the parts from the APC where they said, if you cannot read or write, when you get to the front, the person in front of you can help you to vote? And the person can help you to write what you want to write. So if you tell me Ashiwaju and I write Oshibajo or I write Amechi.
So, and I was surprised about that because not everybody has, in the Nigeria that we are today, not everybody has access to education. But the basic, before you can become a delegate,
everybody has access to education, but not everybody has interest.
Okay, well, we can say it that way, but then again, I'm just thinking that it's high time that the elites, in that sense, start getting involved in.
You see,
let me take Stanley because
Tomisin, you look at the cost of living of an average Nigerian below $1. Tomisin, you give.
Did you just say below $1?
Actually,
Yes.
Below $1. Actually, everything you are doing is $1. We spend naira, but we measure our
I know what I'm
economy
saying.
with dollars.
Hold on.
Dollar is 600 naira.
Hold on.
Yes.
Below.
Yeah.
Now, the level of poverty in this part of the world, permit me to use that word, would make any Nigerian that knows 5,000 naira looks like $1 million naira in front of him to sell his vote.
Yeah.
We talked about the delegates, whether educated or not. He or she knows I am not running for this particular position. They
Of
need
course.
me. Those are the top delegates, Abi. You are running for your ward, for a ward position. You need some people
To vote for you.
They are also delegates,
Yeah.
whether educated or not. You see that Babaloja, Iyoloja, whether he or she knows how to write or not. Now that's where the
There are stakeholders in the process.
God bless you. Now you see this sensitization of the thing. We've not even started.
exactly.
Now we need to sensitize, resensitize, and resensitize until we get to that final destination. See, I would not blame any political office seeker that goes around doling out money. I don't want to come back to the angle of if you get into office, go to the office negotiate. My point is, you know, at the end of the day, 4 years will go down. It's either you come back and say, yes, I voted my conscience and this is what I got. Or on the day of election, you go there, you collect 5,000. Remember, I made an analogy. 5,000 naira for an average INEC. Calculate with the total number of votes in the average this country. And whether you like it or not, money will still exchange hands as far as voting is concerned.
So you see, this is another problem that we're going to have. Parental influence on the votes of the young people. Because you think, let's look at the statistics. Which group is more?
The younger person. 18
to 25, 25 to 35. Which group is more?
18 to 25.
Now, let's also answer the question, where do they live?
With their parents.
Okay, what percentage of them actually live with their parents?
Let's say
About
90%.
70 to 80%.
So where would they vote?
Where their parents
With
vote.
their parents voted.
Okay, so exactly. So now this is the idea. The mother votes what the father wants them to vote. So the children vote what the father also wants them to vote. So you get the trajectory? So now, the average young person, like I said earlier, is an influencer, but a silent influencer. So the average young person can come, make all the noise on Twitter, and then come home, and daddy says, you are voting so person, yes or yes. In fact, some people, their parents will collect their PVC if they know that you have succeeded in convincing them to vote for somebody else. So you see, how do we now breed a crop of young people who will not be rebels, but will be educative and intelligent enough to dissociate their votes from their parent votes? Jackson, Patricia?
So look at that analogy.
think,
You as a mother,
30 seconds.
Lord, you as a mother, you have like 4 kids that are of the voting age. Whether you like it or not, as a mother, as a mother in those days, they don't want you well. If your mother is going this way, okay, you must go that way.
Then let's take a commercial break. When we come back, we're still talking to the young people in the studio. I'll be back.
A world of free entertainment awaits you. Anywhere, anytime, at the click of a button. A world where everyone is included. A world without subscriptions. A world where entertainment lives in your pocket, on your couch, and even in multiple places at once. This is a world of premium free. Why pay? Just watch.
Here in Africa, we're full up with phenomenal stories that make you go. Stories like stories that make you feel. So rise up and live your stories with Niger's best shows and much more.
Who the best? It's you.
Get 1 month of DSTV Compact and HD decoder and dish for only 14,900 naira, and make every story your moment with DSTV Nigeria.
Do you have continuity or association plan for your business?
Has anyone shared the concept of sustainability with you?
What about the need to protect the rights of minority shareholders?
What are those ingredients germane to having effective meetings?
For these and many more, tune into Corporate Governance Platform every Thursday on MITV, your darling station, on DSTV 255 and UHF 43 at 4:30 p.m.
Corporate Governance Platform is your best medium for informative and educative strategies for the practice of the corporate governance profession.
Institute of Chartered Secretaries and Administrators of Nigeria, ICSAN, the hub of governance professionals.
3, 2, 1.
Here we go.
Getting free premium television is as easy as 1, 2, free. 1. Make sure you purchase any free-to-air decoder or satellite receiver. If you already have one and any dish, you are good to go. 2. Enter the settings on your decoder or go to our website to learn how. And free. Scroll through and find Premium Free Bouquet. It's that easy. 25 channels with access to 200 more. Free forever. No cost, no subscription, 100% free. Take the next step. 1, 2, free, and just watch. Start watching Premium Free today. Why pay? Just watch.
If you disrespect me, I'll give it back to you.
You are not like that.
How dare you?
I don't like it. When you are wrong, I will tell you you are wrong.
And you tell me you're going to slap me again, I will lose it with you.
Sorry, Mommy.
The book that you're talking about, how much have you made from the book?
Am I the drama? Oh, girl.
To watch The Real Housewives of Lagos and other Showmax originals, simply add Showmax to your DSTV subscription using the My DSTV app.
Welcome back to the Bumper Breakfast. Of course, it's Youth Forum, and we have our own council right here. We're joined by Emmanuel Awodewe, who is an undergraduate, a member of NANS, all Nigerian students. Greatest Nigerian students. All right, yeah. So we're still talking about the PVC and the registration process, the political process. And let me give you feelers of what I'm getting from these people here. Would they collect money? They say no. Would young people collect money? There is the possibility. But then, it all comes down to they have registered. Would they even collect the PVC in the first place? I mean, how can a young person go and queue for PVC and tell me, the stress is too much? What are you people stressed about, Emmanuel?
I feel like it's becoming a trend.
Okay.
So it's not like we want to actually get the PVC, but because it's a trend, so it's just so when we are saying that,
are you kidding me right now?
Yes.
So it's just because it's becoming a trend. So young people are now, and because the concerts are now demanding for IBA.
Yeah.
So you people are getting the PVC. NSAS was that populated. I want to assume it was because it was a trend too.
Yes.
And because people there was also strike.
I think I disagree.
You see.
I think I disagree.
There are two faces to things.
Okay.
You know, for some people, it is a trend, or let's say a trend. But for some people, it is important and it is affecting them.
And I will boil down to the fact that let's face facts. Nigeria is not where we used to be. It looks like things are getting worse. There is a massive exodus going on right now. People are leaving because I'm at that point that, you know what, I can't take this thing anymore. I need to go. Yeah. And that's what is happening.
So you want to go to, but the money is not available yet. I know people who are gathering money, like everything. They are starving, gathering money.
To me, it's no longer a trend. It's the fact that we've been pushed.
But they are undergraduates.
Yes.
You know,
you are not an undergraduate. He's an undergraduate.
No, he's actually saying the truth because
so in your age bracket, which is the age bracket I was talking about,
18.
Stress.
20.
You don't like stress. Did you hear?
Yeah, the market woman.
They don't like stress.
I'm hearing this perspective and it's really interesting. I mean, I think it's high time that they get started in this political thing. It's not a matter of trend or
they don't like stress.
I think what Jackson said earlier on, we need to clear the air. A lot of youths think that, oh, I just want to go to House of Rep, I just want to become governor, I just want... See, let us be honest.
And they say they're not giving them the opportunity because the
can't give... let's be honest. Let me be sincere. I don't want to call anybody's name right now. Let me be honest. I don't want to call anybody's name.
I can call for you.
Right now. Okay.
I know who you're talking about.
There's a picture I saw where there was Enugo, there was a Simbajo, there was I saw them. And look at the age. Some people were there from, it's like maybe 40 years picture.
Yeah.
I'm saying this to the youth. Get to the grassroots. Go and volunteer first. Volunteer for the right reason.
Yes.
Okay? Let's be honest. A lot of youth we want youth to first of all get into the House of Rep. Get to the council, House of Assembly, and also chairmanship and stuff like that. And I am sorry to say, a lot of youths that are there, they are failed us.
Okay. So all that thoughts.
It's going around.
It's going around.
It's going around.
You can't, no youth, I don't feel that, my own feeling, I don't think you can just get into the governmental.
No, you could start with the
it's not as easy as you think.
Volunteering.
Like, they are making sure that it is becoming hereditary. Those that are coming from, those that are there before, you put their family in it and you go around.
But majority of them don't even have the name. So let's clear that.
That's a rotation we need to change.
If we take this abroad a little bit and check what is happening, say for example in the House of Commons in the UK, or maybe say the what do you call this American Parliament? The American Parliament. The Speaker, Nancy Pelosi, is in her 80s. Let's not forget.
Yes.
That was one woman that shook Donald Trump. She's in her 80s. She's been in that house for over 40 years. That's why Nigerian politicians will tell, because we practice the American style of democracy, where you can go as many times as possible to the parliament.
If they are doing it right.
After all, our speaker in Lagos is doing it well, 5 terms. No. But really, that's the way it works. That's the way it works in parliaments across the world. So we're talking about even putting their children. That happens as well. Our current president was, and then George Bush, his father was president. His son became president.
But most of their spokesperson for the White House are usually young people.
Extremely young
people. You're talking about outside the country. This is
let me shock you.
What's the issue?
Let me shock
get
you.
your perspective. What really is the issue? Why can't young people participate?
They assume, that's what he said. He said they assume that they're going to put their parents, and then they will put their children.
But truth be told, is at some point is right. Because if you look at
95, it's not 70% right.
For me, I would say 60% because I can 60 because I can see people where the father has led
their children.
The father has led, and when they will say that it is my father's lot. Then they'll say because
his father labored for the political
because the father is old, and you will now say
labored for the political party.
Yes, but the point is
labored for the political party.
The point is that's what I'm saying. The point is, I'm not even concerned about age now. I'm concerned about the capability and.
It's the same way they do obaship now.
But you see, okay, let's assume my dad is a politician, and
that's why you enter politics.
But I am not my dad. But I'm saying that if I'm capable,
if you never participated in politics when your father was there, if he wants to retire or not retire, they give him a slot, he will pick somebody else.
Says who?
Let
me tell you. See, you can. Let me.
He will pick you.
The point is, okay. I'm my father's son. And he knows that. Then I should have. We bear the same surname, and
so why didn't Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu, for example, give Seyi to us and make Seyi the governor of Lagos when we removed Ambode?
The point is, let's just be.
When I'm he didn't remove Ambode when Ambode was
removed.
It is not. It's some things.
That's the orientation we need to clear.
Okay, so
when the time is not, Seyi Tinubu, for example, the guy is fantastic,
and he's doing his work.
He's already on the radar.
So when the time comes, he will
in the next couple of years he will be there.
But
now, in the next couple of
years, and I think the reason why is because
he has worked for it.
Bola Ahmed Tinubu is strategic. He doesn't just make decisions like he is strategic, and I won't be surprised if he happens.
I like the fact that
I won't be
that's the truth.
That's how politics play in Nigeria. That's how politics play in Nigeria.
I think. What about abroad? We had America had a president whose son-in-law was working for him in the White House, whose